Hey guys, this is a video request by @risk1. You want me to show my Columbia River knife and tool KISS. It's KISS. Very interesting design. I have the partially serrated version. It's got a tanto or tanto tip, which is chisel ground. It's actually it's a pretty interesting knife. I only see one drawback with this, which I'll get into a little bit later. But as you can see here, it almost looks like it's missing its front handle scale. And that's the design. It's only two pieces. You have the blade, and you have the one handle scale. Okay, you see there. Now you would think when this is closed, because this blade's exposed, oh my god, I could cut myself. What if I put that in my pocket? That's got to be a dangerous, configuration there. I'm gonna cut myself or rip my pocket open. But actually, because this is chisel ground, and because there's tight tolerances here, this blade is so far against this liner. I mean, it's not touching it, but it's right there. There's no way you can really, if I hold this, tight, there's no way you're going to cut yourself on this. I can rub back and forth. Serrations, maybe you hear that. But I'm really rubbing this hard. I'm not going to cut myself. I'm not going to hit the point. It's all against the handle here. Nothing's going to snag. Now, if I get my nail and put, I mean, I hardly have any nails, but if I try to get my nail in there, I can just get the blade. But I mean, you're not gonna do that when you're reaching in your pocket, or if this is clipped to something. They advertise this as actually a great money clip knife. Nice wide pocket clip on this, so you can use this as a nice money clip. At the same time, you just pull it out of your pocket, dual purpose, and then you have a blade for cutting whatever you need to cut. Now, I said this was chisel grind or ground. That means that you have your main, and this, as you can see, this is well used. Lots of scratches and scuffing and stuff like that. This has been resharpened many times. It's 420 J2 stainless steel, which is kind of a very soft steel. So it doesn't hold an edge all that long, but because it's so soft, very easy to resharpen. So it's not a problem for me. It's a give and take with steel, You get a soft steel, it's going to be very easy to get that edge back on, but it's not going to last that long. And then on the reverse side, you get a really high performance stainless like S30V or something, crazy that a lot of people are looking for these days, and it's going to hold an edge for a long, long time. But the downside is when you eventually have to sharpen it, it's going to take a little bit, because it's so hard. But anyway, back to chisel grinds. They make for a very sharp edge. But like I said, your main sharpening is on this side. You're going to sharpen this side. For example, if you're going to sharpen this, and someone actually asked me, they sent me a message asking when I do this video, this request, if I can mention how to sharpen this knife, because they have a couple of these, couple versions. And they do. They come in a couple different versions, which is pretty neat if you're a collector. But anyway, I'm kind of veering off topic. You're going to be sharpening on this side of the knife, maybe 4 or 5 strokes, and then when you turn it over, 1 stroke. Okay, the back is barely sharpened, very acute edge here. The front is where all the angle is. So basically, if I can get something, let's see if I got something, paper here I was cutting up. I'll just rip 2 pieces off here and try to give you some kind of visual aid here, I guess. All right, imagine this is your edge angle. Okay, when you sharpen on both sides, and this is kind of a weird way of showing this, but when you sharpen on both sides, you have almost like a triangle, okay? An even triangle on both sides. I could try to keep this steady. Now, a chisel grind is you have your one angle on this side, and the other side is just barely, kind of weird to show this, but the one side is barely sharpened. It almost makes like, let me show you with my hands, might be a little better. You have your regular, how am I going to do this? Alright, you have your regular edge here, like I said, triangle tip. It's almost like you're putting it on the side here. And I know this is a poor visual aid, but basically what you're doing is you're making a smaller edge, and obviously the smaller the edge, the sharper it is. I try to explain it like that, but it didn't work out too good. But I guess if you could see, I don't have enough. I can't focus in really tight, detail, but you can kind of see it there a little bit, I guess. Use my hand as a backdrop. One side's basically completely flat. Okay, but anyway, it makes for a great cutter. I prefer plain edge, but I believe I got this in a trade. Someone threw this in a deal a while ago, so I thought it was an interesting knife. Now getting back to the drawback. The only drawback, and this is a frame lock, okay, because the actual frame is what's moving over to lock that blade. Yeah, nice hard snap. They do lock very solid. My only problem with this is because this is open like this, if I were to really grip this knife and use it hard, I'm gripping the lock, but in the wrong direction. In the case of in a regular frame lock, your grip is actually strengthening the lock, and it's making it stronger. In this case, if I were to really grip this, you see it happened just there, my pointer finger is coming around, which means I'm putting pressure that way, and putting pressure that way unlocks the lock. Okay, so in gripping this very hard, if I tap the back here, you see that I disengaged the lock. It's not even locked really, because you can see the white a little bit. I'm gripping this pretty hard. Okay, so that's keeping the knife from staying locked. Now a normal grip, it's not gonna go anywhere. But like I said, if you're really using this hard and digging in and gripping it hard, you have the potential to have this fold on you. Only drawback I can see with this, it's still a very interesting knife. Nice oversized lanyard hole. You can get whatever kind of cord easily through there you wanted. Like I said, awesome heavy duty wide pocket clip, which doubles as a money clip, the whole knife. Obviously, having that open design here makes for a thin profile. If you were to take this pocket clip off, this thing would be like nothing in your pocket. It'd be a little sliver, which is awesome. It uses the construction here. You have two screws for the pocket clip, and then you have one pivot screw. They all take Allen keys or Allen wrenches. Your thumb stud is the same as a stop pin, which is also an Allen wrench if you wanted to take that off, but I don't see why you would. But basically, this pin here keeps the blade. Well, even though it's locked, there's a detent. There's a ball bearing detent in here, which you could see. This little looks like a little ball bearing. That's what actually slides. It slides through, and there's a little bit of a divot or hole. So that's when knives stay locked in. Like towards the end here, you'll kind of feel it pull in. Try that again. It kind of pulls in by itself. That's the hole lining up with that little ball. That's what keeps knives from falling out. Quality knives will have that because you don't want the blade coming off or coming out when you don't want it to. So that's what that is. This stop pin just keeps the blade from continuously circling around. That wouldn't be good. And the exact same piece is used as a thumb stud. Now, often with this knife, I won't use the thumb stud. I mean, you can use thumb stud. You can even flick it out. But most of the time, I'll just grab the blade. I just, with these 3 or 4 fingers on the back, I hold the back of the knife and push with my thumb. And that opens the blade. And as I'm pushing, I kind of find my way to the thumb stud. So most of the time, that's how I'll open this. Just, you don't really have to think much. Just slide it open. Very cool design. Very decent knife. I believe these sell around $30, but if you do your homework, you can get them for about $25 or so. And like I said, they come in a variety of colors. Plain edge or partially serrated. Interesting knife by Columbia River Knife and Tool. The Kiss. So, that's all. Once again, thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.